Good morning. Well, I am hiking today at the Butte Lake State Park again, West Lakeshore Trail, just the same as usual, except we're at a different trailhead for once. So I'm at the Sailboat Cove trailhead and I'm gonna hike south. So let's grab our bowls and get going. Ooh, and it's windy today, so I'll try to hold the phone close to me while I walk. Yeah, so it's probably about 8:45 in the morning. I think this is like my earliest start I've ever gotten. I also did not have to drive as far because this trailhead is a little bit closer than the other one. But I did also set a time for myself to get in the shower this morning and get going so I could get out here before it gets too warm, which is not supposed to be too warm today. It's I would say mid-60s right now, and I think it's only supposed to get up to 72, 73, but that'll be around 1, I think it said, is when we'll start getting into hitting the high, maybe 2, but whew, I'm already winded. But I should be done by then. So I'm out here for my third 1-mile hike, and I picked this trailhead. I actually, real quick, I already planned this on my last hike, and I explained my reasonings on my last hike, but when I was watching or editing the video, oh my god, I was rambling so much. I turned everything into such long stories. So I cut it all out because I was like, I gotta start cutting my rambling down. It's getting ridiculous. Go on a 3-mile hike and hike for 2 hours and the video is an hour and a half long because I'm talking so much. So I cut all that out, all of my reasoning. So I will just keep it short this time and say that the reason I chose this section as my next one to do was because I think it has, out of the ones that I have left to do, it has the easiest hike back to the car. Because the other ones all have big hill climbs at the end. So I am, windy. I am starting with the easiest hikes and building my way up. There is I don't know if it's going to show up on film or not, or on the camera, but there's what do they call that, a contrail? But it's curved. Like the plane just changed its mind and headed back. That's wild. We'll do a little shot of the sky just to show there are some clouds today, so hopefully it won't be, and it's very windy, so hopefully it'll be a nice cool hike. There's the sun and the contrail. Woo. My hat might come off. Yeah, hopefully it'll be a nice cool hike. Alright, I stopped in this little arroyo here to get a drink of water because I just hit the half-mile mark. I'm about to start climbing up a hill. And then I should come to a bench. As I'm almost to the top of the hill, I should come to a bench, so I'm going to stop there and apply sunblock because I forgot sunblock. Which made me think about because I was kind of questioning myself. I was like, is it really worth it for me to carry my whole backpack and all my essentials? And so I was kind of questioning myself. I was like, I'm just out here, 3-mile walk. I'm like literally walking beside a road. It's not really a hike. I was like, is it really necessary for me to pack all this stuff, my hiking poles, and woo, the wind, sorry. Holding it close to my face so I can, hopefully the microphone picks me up. But then I was like, you know, I realized that I forgot to put sunblock on, and I almost walked away from the car without my hiking poles. I almost walked away without my sunglasses. So, and last week it was the mileage tracker. I forgot to turn that on, and I didn't bring enough water. The last 2 hikes I didn't bring enough water. This time I did, 2 liters. So I was like, you know, this isn't just, I'm not just like training my body out here to get ready for bigger hikes. I'm training my mind as well to remember what I'm supposed to take with me, what I need to have, because when I get up to hiking, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 miles, I don't want to forget things like water and snacks, hiking poles, sunblock, all that stuff. So, yeah. Okay, I did not think that this part of the trail was going to be part of my hike today. But I'm only 1.25 miles in, so I got to keep going. It's not that bad. It's a very short part. It's just very steep. I made it to the next trailhead. I can't believe it. I didn't remember that section was so short. So I'm at 1.49 miles. So I'm going to walk a little bit ahead until I hit 1.5 and then take a break at that bench. Alright, this is as far as I made it. Alright, time for a break. Alright, gonna have some chili roasted pistachios, and then I got a bag here that's got some fruit roll-ups in it and some Gushers. Okay, break's almost over. Stay here for a few minutes, let my food digest a little bit, and then start heading back. And the hike back will be, it won't be too bad. I'm gonna have a downhill, and then I do have a little bit of an uphill climb, but there's a bench about halfway, so I can sit on that if I need to. And then I'll do a big downhill, and then a short uphill, and then it's pretty easy after that. So there's definitely like, I'm definitely in the sort of hillier part of the trail, which is good. It's good for me to start getting some little climbs in, start working my cardio a little bit, and yeah, it's good. I did take yesterday like completely off. It was my day off from work, and so I didn't hike, I didn't do my exercise because I finished cycle 2 the day before, so I just took the day completely off. I just did some easy chores around the house, but mostly I just chilled, and it's picking up again. Yeah, and it was good. I think it helped my feet a lot because my feet were really hurting yesterday after working. I worked a double on Saturday, and then I work a 7-hour shift on Sundays, and so I'm on my feet quite a bit over the weekend, and I think those shoes are really starting to bother my feet, so I gotta look into getting some new work shoes. But so my feet were definitely hurting yesterday. I know every time I stood up, like, it hurt to walk for a little bit, and then as once I took 10 steps or whatever, it felt better. But every time I got up, it was like But when I woke up this morning and got out of bed, I had like almost no pain. I'd say just a little bit of still in my right heel that I'm having issues with, but it's a little bit sore while I'm walking today, but nothing you know, nothing major. It's not hurting too bad. So, yeah. So it was good. I'm glad I took that day off. I was kind of struggling because I really wanted to go out and walk, but I was like, no, you need to rest. Just let your feet rest for a day. And so I'm glad I did. The winds finally died down. Well, now it's going to pick back up. It finally died down for a minute. So I thought, oh, I'll get my trail out. Or my camera. And do a little trail cam. Since I haven't done that very much on this hike. But now the wind's picking back up again. Oh well. I'm on a nice long downhill. But then I gotta do a little bit of a walk near the road up there. I don't know if I cannot see what I'm pointing my camera at. But yeah, I gotta walk along the road up there, and it's a little bit of an uphill, but not much. It's just annoying because it's sandy. So that's what makes it a pain in the ass, but it's not too bad. So I experimented with carrying a Ziploc bag of ice in my backpack. And that's how it is at the end of the 3-mile hike. So probably wouldn't be able to do that on a really hot day, but it's not a bad idea. Oops. For shorter hikes on cooler days. Okay, I was gonna film on this bench here when I got back, but it's still so windy. I was like, okay, I guess I better film in the car so you can actually hear me. I got my cherry. I gotta bring, I have some strawberry ones. 4, 5, 6, 7. I gotta count to 7. I have some strawberry ones at home I need to put in my cooler because this is my last Dr. Pepper. I picked me up some chips today. I don't normally do chips with my burrito, but they called out to me. I walked past and they were like, hey, stop, grab us. Okay, and today we have ground beef, potatoes, cheddar cheese, and red chili. The red chili ones are so messy. This was a good hike again today. I like the wind. It's a pain in the ass for filming, but I love hiking in the wind. Just cools it down so much. It wouldn't be nice if it was cold out, but here it's nice. I didn't stop at all on the way back. I went past the first bench and I was going uphill and I got to it and I was like, I don't really feel like I need to sit. I needed to stop and take breath breaks, I guess you would say. Let myself catch my breath. But I didn't feel like I needed to sit. So I just kept going. I took that hill really slow. Because I kind of pushed myself on the hills on my way out, but I decided on the way back I would let myself take it slow. So I took that one slow, and then the next bench was at the downhill. And again, I was just like, I don't really feel like I need a break right now, so I went ahead and went down. And then that last uphill that I was talking about, I don't like, it wasn't too bad. It's not steep at all. Like, it's a very slight gradient. It's just so sandy. And it's right next to the highway, which sucks. But yeah, it's just super sandy is the problem with it. But I just took that one really slow as well. It was a good hike today. I was thinking the next time I do this hike will probably be a 4-mile hike. And when I was at the second trailhead that I got to, there's actually a spur trail right there that goes down to like a picnic table that has an overlook of the lake. And that spur is just about half a mile. So 1 mile total. So I was thinking, well, that'll be perfect because I'll hit 1.5 miles when I get to the trailhead. If I go down that spur, I'll be at about 2 miles. So I can just leave from the spur and come back, and I won't be going down on the next section of trail just yet. So I kind of like that idea. I think I might do that. So my next hike will be maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. It's just going to kind of depend. Tomorrow is the day that I have to go into work at like 9, and I do our truck order for the weekend. And I don't usually get done till around 10-ish. And so by the time, you know, by the time I got out here, it'd be like last week, it was almost 11 by the time I got out here. And then that was the day that it was like mid 70s, I think. And it was sunshine, no clouds. And that was a rough one. Like that one, I kind of struggled on that one. The heat was a little too much for me. So I'm going to play it by ear. I'm going to see what the weather's like when I get done with the truck order tomorrow. If it's like last week, then what I'm thinking about doing is maybe going ahead and driving up towards the Continental Divide Trail, and kind of see, number one, check the road conditions, because sometimes those roads get washed out over the winter up there. We didn't have much this year in the form of like snow or precipitation that I remember. I mean, it was a mild winter, so I don't think it'll be washed out, but you just never know. So it's not a bad idea to just kind of take a little scouting trip up there, see what the roads are like and see what the trailhead is like, because there have also been times that the trailhead, also there's a creek. I always forget about that. There is a creek that runs over the highway up there. So that's another thing that I have to check, is how deep is the creek right now? Can I cross it or not? And then again, the trailhead, sometimes, the trailhead itself, like the parking area, gets very muddy. There was one time where I was afraid to stop my car. I pulled into the trailhead and then I was like, oh shit, because I didn't notice how muddy it was from the highway. And I pulled in and I was like, oh my God. So I just kind of drove around like on the edge of the parking lot to stay out of the worst of the mud, and I almost got stuck. Like, it was scary. I almost got stuck, but I managed to get back off of there, and I was like, oh my God, I could not park my car there. I'd never get it back out. So I gotta check on that. So if everything's good and I get up there and the weather's nice, then I may go ahead and hike while I'm up there. So if I don't, then I will come back home. I'll just say, okay, that was just a little drive, a little scouting trip, and I will come back home and I will do my at-home workout instead. So that is the tentative plan for tomorrow. I think that's it. It was a good hike. The sun's really starting to come out now. At this point, it would probably be a little too warm for me to start hiking. And what time is it? Yeah, it's 11. It's 11 right now. And if I were to start my hike at this time, I would probably be too hot. So, yeah. Okay, so anyway, yeah, it was good hike today. I feel good. My last 3-mile hike. So if I do hike tomorrow, it has to be a 4-mile hike. So I'm really excited to get into the 4 miles. We'll do 4 of those. And once those are complete, I'm going to be starting the 5 miles. And last year, the longest hike that I remember doing was 4.8 miles. And it was hard. It was a struggle. So I'm very excited to do these next 4-mile hikes, see how I do on them, and then try my first 5-mile hike and see how it goes. I'm super excited. I guess that's it. All right. See you later.